draft away. We're going to jump right into traditional. This is the free-to-play account. A little under 6,000. See if we can at least tread water today. Not sure if we have draft results from Deckmaster yet. I suppose we'll find out. It does say that draft voting is on. Let me give it a test over here. Yeah, I'm still not getting percentages. I don't know if I'm supposed to do an update or not, but... Big Shark Chris, nice perfect timing. You're supposed to say, oh, I missed all of your informative discussion. Oh, Magic is hosting me. Sweet. Thank you, Magic. That's got to be all right. If that's WotC Magic. I don't know. That's what I'm used to with that. Okay, so we have Casualties of War here. We have first picked this before. It has been very good. It's pretty oppressive on its cost, but if you get there, it's amazing. And what is the cost? You know, we could take Davriel and build around, or yeah, I think it's pretty clear that we're taking the rare here. There you go, Big Shark. There you go. Well, this happened. Apparently, so they really fixed the bots. This is actually not very... I don't think this is... You know, the bots aren't perfect. Like, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Yes, this looks ridiculous, but it looked ridiculous that the bots were completely inflexible and had no personality whatsoever. Well, guess what, folks? The bot to our right has a personality, and that personality is, I like colors other than black.
This isn't your average zombie horde. Impressive, isn't it?
Impressive that you showed up second, yes. Spark Harvest here over Bloom Hulk, I think. Yeah, we're not giving up on these two. In fact, we're probably just forcing black-green hard, but we might veer off of this, but we're not veering off of Lili, I don't think. To that point, we could just take... there is more value in taking weak cards in the color you know you want to be in against bots, because they do just lock into colors. So if you take... Even if Thunderdrake is better, and Pyrohelix is better, or whatever, if you take Toll or Thirst, you do take a black card from the bots, and it will prevent some of them from locking into it. It's just a slightly more valuable to care about your leftward picks than it is against humans. All right. Turret Ogre has reach. Thank you. There it is. Let's see. What do we... yeah, they picked a... but this is... Zach says it's easy. I'm not sure what's easy here. Thunderdrake is probably the best, but it is really worth cutting black, I think, in this situation. So I'm gonna take Thirst. I don't think it's the best card, but it's worth cutting some black here to send the right signals downstream. Here I'm fine with Snare Spinner or Vivian's Grizzly to support the casualties, because we're not really giving up a lot for that. There's nothing else. I mean, we could look towards Mayhem Devil, but that's not really what we were trying to do here. So I'm gonna say I don't know, TechQ74. I know, Luis, I think it's pretty hard to pass. You want to make every effort to play your Lili, and so you'll force it pretty hard. I mean, we kind of did just there, taking a Soren's Thirst just to really commit to this black. I'm curious what y'all think about these two. I love a Vivian's Grizzly. I love a Snare Spinner. I think since we have a Lili, I want to make sure we get our Planeswalker protection up. So that makes more sense to me there. Here we can take another Thirst, but I like the Grizzly here over a Wrangler. Here's another Spinner. Sure. Yeah, I wasn't going to force casualties. We ended up with Lili and then got some decent green after that. But yes, this you really try hard to stick with because you also have flexibility. You've got 4 other colors you could add to this, whereas this is asking you to be very specific right out of the gate. I'm going to take the Behemoth over Unlikely Aid. Wang Lu, you may be correct. Toll, I think, is a slightly better card, but I think maybe First Thirst is more important when you don't know what your final removal situation is going to be. That's what I was thinking about. But you're right that Toll in the abstract is maybe the more powerful card in the format. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to take Courage here. And New Horizons is a fine pickup over Globe. Late New Horizons sets us up to Splash from here as well. Uncommon for Vault Progress. Take a Guild Globe in case that Splash potential continues, and Heartfire might end up in the deck because of something like that. No Escape last pick is somewhat of a sign to me. We have another on-color rare. We'll be taking that. Want this Paradise Druid, but this is good. So snap that up. And a Prowler, also a nice addition. Love to get some laptop reavers. We got a few 2s at least, so we're doing stuff on 2 already, which is nice to see. But Prowler is a no-brainer. And here's where we can take advantage of the splash potential we're building with Leyline Prowler and New Horizons and Guild Globe and take the D-Spark. Or just say, you know, and their Spark Harvest is fine. And this is actually, this has a more oppressive cost, but is more flexible than this. Because this is only going after the big stuff. We could craft for gems. I guess we have rare. Yeah, we can go do that. That's a good call. On rares, at least, we can go make a couple of these. What do you think about Spark? Actually, I'll go do that while you debate Spark Harvest versus D-Spark here, with the possibility of wheeling this globe. Although I don't know if we play to. But let's. We have Awakening and Casualties. I don't know if we have another Lili. If we do, we can even craft for Lili, but let's go see. Oops. Yeah. We can probably just craft Lili anyway. But it doesn't really matter unless you're... Oh, no, we don't have any Lili on this account. Okay. So then V2... Craft 3. And then what was the other one? The Casualties. There we go. Already harvesting some gems. That's cool. And where are we at on the pick? Spark Harvest seems to be the... Yeah, that was it's not super discoverable. Somebody on stream actually helped me figure that out. But yes, you can now do... You can also add unowned cards to a deck, which is another big thing that they needed to get done, and they did. Let's rejoin this draft. All right, another harvest. I'm in. That's super splashable. It's not... maybe it's better earlier, but it's still pretty good late, right?
Oh, I look forward to running away.
We're being raided. Thank you for the raid. That's another one we could go and craft out. We have 3 rares, so we can go do that. But let's see what happens in pack 3. Maybe a plaza here? Or do we like Kiora enough on the ramp? Fight is great. Did I miss a fight card? Tron is asking about the process of gem grinding there, which I'll cover. We're going to go do one more gem grind before the end of this draft, and I'll talk about it more there. Oh, Domri, the fight card. Yeah. We'll take Kiora and then try to mind our curve and see if she fits.
Why do I love Krakens? Oh, just can't kelp myself.
Wow. Don't laugh at your own puns. Yes, we'll talk about timing, Tron. So, I don't really see anything here. We're not playing a Grazer, obviously. Maybe we take Ghost Form and the Unlikely Aid. Ghost Form, Liliana, or whatever. I can't even imagine bringing that in out of the sideboard. Is there I guess if they were playing a bunch of 1/1s or whatever, I'm going to put this in the... Yeah, 8 is playable, but I really don't like combat tricks. It's more removal prevention than combat trick, I suppose. It does occupy both slots, but I'm going to take Band Together here. Here's a 2. Let's just take a 2 over Storm the Citadel. Here's another 2. I like it. Take a Forced Landing, but I just want a 2-drop body is even better. You can just add a big dude, maybe. Maybe play a big dude. We got a better big dude, though. Here's that globe that came around. We'll take it in case over any of those others. Take this for sideboard. Wow, we're kind of 21 playables heading into pack 3. That feels great. The Elder Spell doesn't really matter to us, but there's really nothing here for us either. I really want the Reaver, but we're going to take Gem Grind Rare Draft here. Yeah, it's also solid sideboard. I don't want to main deck it, though. They need to have their own Liliana-type cards before I want to bring in targeted Planeswalker kill, but it's a very solid sideboard card, yes. Take Bond of Flourishing here, splashable Eternal Skylord. All of our, let's see, we have New Horizons and the Prowler that both offer up any color, so we can splash the Skylord, or just take like a Reaper. I don't think it's better than you think. It's playable, though, like... Especially when you have things like Liliana, like getting to Liliana is pretty sweet, you know. But I think Spark Reaper is fine, and we are starting to fill out our 2s pretty nicely, reasonably at least. You don't need stuff to sack to the Reaper. It's just good enough, Short West, that. As a 2/3 for 3, it does some decent blocking. There are 2/2s running around in the aggro decks in the format. And then when you do have the 3 mana to keep up, it's just it really frustrates your opponent's removal spells. And that's why we want to do it, is in response to removal. So we're going to take that. Yeah, I like that. There's an Ashiok we could toss in the deck, but what does that get us? Is that how we really want to win? We are pretty defensive. Right now, we're just winning with Lily, and so having a second win condition isn't the worst. I don't know about... A deck with Domri and a deck with Ashiok doesn't quite make sense to me. But it's that or Splash, so we'll at least take it and consider it.
I wonder what what you fear most.
Nice. We'll take that here, I think. Yeah. Yep. We might get forced landing on the way back. At least I hope we do. Kind of doing it with snare spinners, but we could take a silver wing. It applies pressure to their planeswalkers. Another New Horizons. We're not really doing much of a splash here, but I'm still going to take it. Here's another... I don't want a second ghost form. I think I'm just going to take Vault Progress. Yeah, we have a couple of memes going for this set. We'll see what comes up. We'll take this. Another Return to Nature for the board. Although, I could also take a Blind Blast. But I suppose if this is going to be good, it'll be... It just tends not to come in much. Like, I think we might end up bringing this in more than... than the Return to Nature, but this is directly on color, so I'll take it. And then we have this. Ooh, we could take an Unlikely Aid, though. No, I like this for finding good stuff. It might not make the cut either. And here's a Forced Landing. And then we had one more crafting we're going to go do. So let's do that now. All right, so here's last pick. This is your last moment to go and do the crafting. We have... Domri that we can fill out. Do we get another one? Whatever, let's do Domri. Because we only have... So, it was asked, like, how do I time this and how do we decide when? Well, it almost doesn't matter because this set is going to... This account, if we do as well as we did last time, will fill up and max out on rares and mythics. And if you're going to play enough to hit 4x, it kind of doesn't matter too much when you convert rares into your wild cards into rares and mythics. That I can tell. Maybe somebody else has a perspective on that. That I should should hedge a little bit and say I can't think of any reason that if you're going to get 4x that it really matters when, as long as you do it before you ever hit 4x. But this does show how to do it. Like, let's say we weren't going to make necessarily 4x on this account, but we are only playing limited and we do have these. Well, then I just want to do it probably closer. Like, I wouldn't do it 3 rares. I would say if you're not expecting to 4x, when you're about to draft the second or third copy of a card, that's when I would come in and use your wild cards to craft it up. So it's a really tough call because it really depends on how much you expect to end up how much you end up expecting to 4x of the set, and how many rares and mythics you're going to get are going to affect when you should do that. All right. All right, we're out of rares now, but we will pick up some gem grind right off the bat. The vault is basically, whereas rares and mythics, when you get 4x your 5th copy, you get gems. With uncommons or commons, you get vault progress, and it's a tiny bit of vault progress, and when your vault hits 100%, it appears up here, and it gives you 1 mythic wild card, 2 rare wild cards, and 3 uncommon wild cards. So yeah, that's how that works. 60 on the grind. It takes a while, especially early on a set when you don't have 4x. Like, people's vaults are going to take a while right now, but towards the end of a set, they fire off a little more regularly. All right, we got 5 cuts. Let's start with a numbers check. We're at 12 creatures before any cuts, so let's keep that in mind. Kind of makes me want to cut Domri. Yeah, oh, thank you. Let's get to deck building. Appreciate that. hide up here. Yeah, not much in the 4s. That's all right. We're ramping. We're gonna ramp to laptop behemoth. No, we don't. We got that's pretty easy cut. Pretty easy cuts. In fact, we may even cut 2 New Horizons and Kiora's some interesting ramp. Oh, top of the statue, get out. What are you even doing in there? So that makes this pretty... This is more like here. Stranger's not into Kiora. We maybe don't need Kiora since we have double Horizons, and we're not trying to do stupid things with mana. I mean, Kiora plus Horizons is fun because obviously you can untap the land that Horizons is enchanted. But we're not. Yeah, we're probably not doing enough at the high end to justify Kiora. In fact, also not triggering her for power. Like that's a big part of that, and we've got Primordial and Laptop, and that's literally it. So I think you want to run Kiora when you're more likely to get a bunch of triggers off of that 4 power clause. Grizzly is weak, but it's kind of a lightning rod, and it still does something. You know, it's still a mana sink. You know, like if I'm not doing anything with the 4 mana anyway, it makes it just a little bit better than a 2/3 for 3. Like I think Spark Reaper's a lot better, for example, here, but. Yeah, Grizzly does find planeswalkers, so it'll find Lili and Ashiok here. We're trying as an alternate win condition, but I think this is our deck. Leftover Lili is the name of the deck because we got her second. I don't need Worm. I mean, I guess we could take Bond of Flourishing. But we are at 12 creatures plus Awakening. That was my thinking. Drew Lordy, are you suggesting that milling a God card with Ashiok is bad? Or good? Because it's good. Encouraging Crisis. I want to try it. We're a little low on creatures, but we do have 2 New Horizons. This creature inherently works with it, and turning a flyer into a big thing could matter. I'm going to give it a shot, but we might let's consider that. Like, did we get value out of Courage? Is a reasonable question. Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure how that worked at first. Actually, wasn't presuming anything because my initial thought on how that probably worked is that when it got exiled, you could put it back in. But no, that's all right. Enough of talking. Oh, I want to make sure the mana looks correct to us. 9. Yeah, we want the 9 for our green splash tools. And I'll get this going as we update records and stuff. More best of 3. All right, nice opener here. Yeah, looks good. As we get started here, I want to observe and... Oh, here, so I'll move to the battlefield, and the animated Card Kingdom logo will appear. Card Kingdom is my sponsor. I appreciate them. They have everything you need for all your Magic needs. Latest singles, pre-orders of the next set, old stuff, new stuff, sealed product. They ship fast, and they are the definition of competitive pricing. They lead the way in the industry. So check out Card Kingdom. If you use the link on my panels down below my stream down there, you can, if you click there and go visit Card Kingdom, they even know that you came from here. So that's always cool if you want to do that. We don't really have a 4 to pull off. Do we want to run out Ashiok into the Spellkeeper? Oh, sorry. My bad. I was all worried about what to do about it. So let's see. With 4 mana, I'm going to put this here. Yeah, I think we Ashiok. They can only get Ashiok for 1. And we have Courage and Crisis to get that counter back. I wanna play all my. I wanna spend my mana.
Fear, terror, and horror are the ingredients of your fight. Remember, your nightmares remain.
If they only have the weird attack, we'll let Ashiok take a point off. If they use extra resources to take Ashiok out, okay. So that happened. What did we mill?
My students are loyal and brilliant.
Bunch of meh cards, says Blastbeat. Hopefully that was their top end. Although immediately that was beaten. Yeah, so we're gonna let him have a point there.
You feel me?
I'm gonna start here because we know we're gonna do it. And it doesn't really impact much else.
Still have much to do.
To digest.
Behemoth seems like the obvious choice. There's also the possibility of Soren's Thirst and Band Together, just taking out both. Oh no, I guess Band Together doesn't do it. We can't do enough damage. Alright, I'm just gonna make the Behemoth then. Yeah, we could have gone after Kasmina here. But that's the other thing, right now, where everything's more expensive too, so that we got to keep that in mind.
Join my cause.
I'll return while you slumber.
So that's fine, and already, you know, they're way ahead on cards. So the thing with Ashiok, and one of the reasons Ashiok is so good, is that even if they divert resources to it, if the game goes long now, we're still going to win off of the milling. Yeah, that's not a great main deck card, I don't think, but we're going to take that gift. Annoying, annoying. But we've got... Let's attack... This is where... who was it that was talking about this? Over-attacking planeswalkers. Like, we could go straight for face here. But... This is really annoying, and this is a... Again, a color of Proliferate. So I'm going to go after her. Thank you, I will watch out for auto tap. If they try to pile on, then we get a nice blowout. So, I like how this ever goes no matter what. Band Together's an instant, huh? Ah, shit, Thirst. right. Yeah, maybe Tim Nose has it. It's not that the auto tapper got worse, it's that the challenges to the auto tapper increased with complexity here. But a lot of the auto tap decisions have these A or B choices. It's like, well, 55% of the time people are going to want it to do this, and 45% of the time this. What do we do? You know, and you go for the 55%, but it's a high disappointment rate. Okay, now... I think Oppo will try and keep Flux Challenger alive here. Could Courage and Crisis on Paradise Druid and send in with both. And then they don't really have any good I guess, well, they still could double block here even. Maybe we want to band together the Spell Keeper. Or we could band together the Flux Channeler. But then they get Jace's Triumph back. Yeah, we can at least start with the... Why don't we... I'm going to attack. And then, no matter what, we're not going to let them leave this turn with both of those creatures. And that especially makes me think we need to ban the Flux, because... Oppo thinks the Chandler is important. I want the Chandler gone.
You're messing up my equation. This lightning strikes a lot more than twice.
2 dead creatures? Oh, contentious plan. All right, all right. Well...
My students are loyal geniuses.
I think we just Spark Harvest Row.
Back to the drawing board.
And once again, I'm gonna try and take her out.
I will have to
A
form
lot
new
of attacks
plan.
sent at Planeswalkers this game so far. Oppo's still at 20.
Rise, scream. Behold,
Still ahead on cards.
my dreams dissipate like smoke.
Yeah, we do need to pressure the Ashiok, and maybe should have... So I'm going to go ahead and encourage Paradise Druid so that we can. I don't love this, but it's what we got to do. But hopefully they're low on answers here. Yeah, I think I need to when I'm aiming removal at planeswalkers, I need to take another second to really think it through. I think that's a place I've messed up a couple of times. I think it's so important to stay ahead on cards that we're going to come at Ashiok with both of these dudes. If they've got removal for the Behemoth, I want Ashiok down a couple. Interesting. What are they up to? Scrying? Alright. So, what do we think about that? A lot of planeswalkers. We want to pressure. We've got the air pressure there. Do we see air defense in terms of forced landing? I don't think we saw that. Didn't see anything for return to nature. Elder Spell. Sure, we could... Some of the... Yeah, Ral was good enough. I guess we can bring in the Elder Spell for, like... the Courage in Crisis, which was just okay. It helped a little, but was not super impactful. Let's try that. Got to mulligan this, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we got to keep this. If we find a source of green in the top 3 cards here, we'll be good. So let's hope that happens. Ashiok, you are not it. One-time dealer. Forest on top, please. Forest on top. Good news, since we mulligan, we don't have to discard. I guess that's a target for flyers and artifact removal. Don't know if that means we bring it in, but it's a point anyway. Hopefully they cast something this Sorin's Thirst can hit. Maybe they're flooded and have nothing but land, and we're actually gonna... Okay, well, you know, it was possible.
War is coming. I will not be afraid. Hone your control.
Checking my phone because this one's over. Yeah. Technically a thirst target, I suppose, and probably should use it just on the chance that I might have to discard next turn anyway. Oh, can't, because static planeswalker abilities. Yeah. I'm going to call this one. I think we're now too far behind. If we got a forest right there, then we might be able to make a comeback, but I just don't... I think we needed a forest right there. And yeah, I'm not willing to bring in flyer defense just because we saw a Silverwing from Oppo. We'll just run it back here. Hey, Skofrak, how you doing? And yeah, we have a sec now. What's your poll, Valhallis? Here, wait a sec. Wait. Oh, that's right, I can't do it from here. I keep remembering I can do it from here, right? Just trying to make you a mod. Revel in riches or ill-gotten inheritance for a profit meme card. Well, I'll run a poll. RIR or IGI. All right, send it back. Yeah, all right, we'll keep this. Wouldn't mind a swamp off the top so we can hook up this vampire with a counter on 3. But at least we have New Horizons on 3. Well, now we have Silverwing on 4, and we could Horizons it. On 5, we go Horizons onto a Forest, and then Vampire Opportunist. Yeah, I'm going to wait. I think it's worth the Silverwing being a 3/4. We're not ramping to anything here.
Welcome to my world. I leave you. I will lost my appetite.
Yeah, I'm going to do this, and then next turn we have... Ooh, maybe they'll play that. And then we get the Elder Spell next turn for value. No, you're supposed to play your Planeswalker. Although we now get Horizons attack Ashiok.
You'll find. You will be haunted by this door.
Yeah, what did we lose there? On a land. Do that. Oh, let's... I'm not going to mess around. Let's just take out... see, this is what I... like... We don't... Well... We have the Elder Spell... I'm gonna do it. Let's just do it.
This has been a nightmare.
Now this puts nice pressure on board for their future Planeswalkers, not Narset and others. You can't just dump a Planeswalker onto a board with a 3/4 flyer. What part, F9er? We're tapped out. We had a good reason, and it really worked out well. Yeah, is Elder Spell instant or sorcery? Yeah, it's not instant. We could do Ashiok and sit back. I like Ashiok sit back.
That which nightmares themselves fear.
We also, yeah, we could also.
Remember, your nightmares remain.
We're definitely playing Vampire Opportunist. The question is, does that Is that reason enough to attack with the Silverwing? I think it is, actually. We'll pressure him on both axes. Yeah. Give me time. Worst case, they use real removal on Opportunist and knock Ashiok down a couple. But this seems like more likely. Yeah, exactly. They're stuck on blue, so make them have it. We're stuck on lands. It's funny, we lost a bunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we got 6 more in 19. Still pretty healthy chance of finding land. That's true. Get to trigger Vampire now.
Behold, I'll return where you slumber.
All right, I'm going to keep attacking. So we'll see if they attack with the Channeler. Probably just... If they attack with both, we'll block the Channeler. If they attack with just the one, we'll save Ashiok and try to be on D next turn, I think. Although, we could just go for the, let him attack Ashiok and try to get this Opportunist plus Silverwing to finish it off here. Because they're at Virtual 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. They're basically at 7. Yeah, we're going to let him have Ashiok then. Also, we're now ahead on cards. Oh, that is true. No, I'm going to let Ashiok go here.
I aspired for more.
I think this is good. Oh, Draconis wants me to block. Well, I had to decide. I didn't want to split it. Are we moving in on Ashiok is how we're going to win the game, or are we moving in on this pair is how we're going to win the game? Because I want to continue. I do want to clock for 5 a turn. I'm saying answer these. They can sit here doing this stuff, and it doesn't matter as long as we're doing 5 a turn. So that helps. That helps them a little bit.
Focus on what matters.
Hey, Jag. I'm sorry you're up. Now, I mean, we're still at 22. They're going to block with the Strix and stay at 7. But then we do threaten, we activate. If they don't find a flyer, we threaten lethal next turn. And let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we could Elder Spell but that would actually take us off it. I'm still gonna play my land though. And yeah, we're gonna... Right now they're on a lethal clock. If they need to answer one of these two creatures, or we have game. Oof, that could be good. I wish this was instant. Yikes. Well, if we don't get the win on our next turn, we do get to untap and go Behemoth Elder Spell, so there's that.
Every day is a new lesson.
But if they don't have something for the flyer here, we're still good. Alright, Ral is scrying, that's great. I think that means we got this.
Are like a symphony, and I am a great conductor.
11-17 on libraries. Augur, I think that's just it. They already played a land, right? Ral low. No flight. There we go. Woo! Well, that was a dicey line. That was a dicey line that could have been disrupted by a lot of cards, but we faded them all, I guess. Clean living, etc. Thank you, Raptor. All right, let's jump back in. Hey, we have Lili. Did you remember that? I didn't. And this is keepable because of that. I think we're gonna try to ride this out and find a forest. Was that a great game? Yeah, we can. I'll keep that one in mind. Maybe that's worth it. I don't want to. I want to set a pretty high bar for those. You tell me. Was that worth putting in the Great Games catalog? Come on, forest off the top. Yeah, forest from Amazing. There it is. There it is. There it is. And I'm going to start on the Prowler. Prowler's a fine magic card. Don't kill it. I want to make it bigger. So right now, Oppo has an effective 4 power out. So if we wanted to New Horizons and attack, we're looking at offering just a 2-for-1. And that doesn't seem worth it to me. I would rather put a New Horizons on a swamp and cast Snare Spinner and just stay back. Set up Lili. And if we do get a land, well, actually, I think I'm casting Lili next turn no matter what. I don't want to get her tolled. In fact, if Oppo is considering a play between toll and something else, they're going to be very disappointed if they don't toll. All right.
Under my instruction, you will steer the course of destiny.
Putting Grizzly out there as opposed to New Horizons into Snare Spinner, because New Horizons into Snare Spinner was a 5-mana turn. New Horizons into Vivian's Grizzly tapping the Prowler. I don't think I want to tap the Prowler there. I mean, all we want to do is defend Lili anyway, and Snare Spinner does a, quote, better job than Grizzly, even if they have flyers, and a reasonable job if they're... Oh, wow. Valhalla's, yeah. The clock system can lead to some real crazy situations. Although, you know, now we have this Awakening. We could also... I think I want to wait on the Awakening. -2. Trouble is, if we play Lili, we lose the Prowler as protection. That's what's causing me pause here. We could also, again, make a 9/9. I'm gonna double up on if they toll now, of course, I'm in agony. But they've gone wide enough here that I really want to get more of a board than just having a snare spinner and a zombie to protect Lili. So gonna try and fade it for one more turn here.
Join my cause.
Yeah, this deck's all right. I have high hopes. Spells, so okay. I drafted blue-red in paper this weekend. Went to Bill Stark's house and we drafted there and drafted blue-red. Pretty good. I thought it was a pretty good deck. All right, and I am glad to find that land, because now we get the full complement of stuff defending Lili.
Warrior Queen Necromancer has a nice ring to it.
Heck, we can even sack, but now let's go up here.
Putrid, but effective.
Yeah, I tried a red-black aggro deck that it won twice but didn't feel good. It won against one player who had not really drafted the format before and was too dirtly for their own good, and it was trivial to win that matchup, and then got utterly crushed, and then Mike Turing and I had a aggro... No, that was the second match. Who did I play in the third? Anyway, had a close third game, so black-red did some stuff, but didn't impress me. Crushed by, I think, it was black-green good stuff. What was he playing? The old Lili Scoop. What did we see over there? I wasn't paying attention. They played the... Oh yeah, black and... Is it black red? Black... Yeah. It's not like we have that much to choose from. Black blue. So they were Dimir. Put the Elder Spell back in. We saw at least one important Planeswalker. But I think I just want to let this ride. Maybe the Courage and Crisis comes out, though. Again, it's been just so-so. Do, like... Have that as a 2. I'm gonna try that. Oh, they use Planeswalker land. Good point. We'll consider Elder Spell for the next go-round, if we make it to a 3. Ugh. Not great, but I'm going to keep. Alright, that's nice. We'll accelerate to the worm and make the snare spinner bigger. Although, ease up on the lands there, deck. We're done now. No more land, please. Spark Harvest versus Cruelty. I think I'm on Cruelty. 3 mana that really just takes care of everything-ish.
My assistants are painfully sloppy.
I mean, the Snare Spinner had a fine attack even before we +1'd it, so kind of shows what I'm talking about. At the start of the show, I was talking about the swinginess of the Planeswalkers, that these uncommon Planeswalkers, when they come down protected, feel like bombs, and when they come down unprotected, feel like liabilities. And so they're very swingy cards, just in how they play out from game to game. Now I wonder if we even just attack them. I see. Well, yeah, that's gonna get it, because even if we thirst the devil, it pings it, and then it pings it again, so we'll keep the thirst. And they've basically had to use all of their Tibalt resources and Ajaya's Greeting to get rid of our 2-drop, so I'm not too disappointed. If they play a thirstable creature here, then we get to drop a pretty big beast to threaten any further Planeswalkers, since they seem to be down for that. Oh, so much for the worm. I'm not going to thirst the token. I want to see if something else presents itself. Well, now if we let it amass, it becomes a 3/3. and we just have no control over it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it just to keep it at a 2/2, which we have a few more answers for. Although it's, yeah, I don't know. I don't love this, but also it prevents the army from having haste, for what that's worth. It's not worth much, but it's worth something. It's worth, I guess, 3 points of damage. Well, we kept a 5-lander. That's just going to happen when you keep 5 landers. And we got 5 spells to 8 land. Sure, we'll start here. Be great if we could get a counter on that. Hold back a... I guess this becomes a 4-2 or 4-3 if they cast a spell. I think we're going to game 3 at the current rate. Although Lili now would be fine. You know, Lili now would help us stabilize.
We are the future.
Wow. So they ditched that. Okay. Good to know. We are gonna take this all for one more turn, though, and try to find something like Lili here to better stabilize. No luck. Now we gotta start throwing Prowler in the way of big stuff.
My students are loyal geniuses.
Sorry, checking someone over here. All right. Now I gotta do this. Yeah, maybe I should have taken out the 4-5 last turn, but I really felt like having the Prowler around with a lot of our draws would have helped us stabilize. Including at least, like, if we did find Lili, drawing a card off of the chump, off of the trade, rather. But yeah, we're done here. A little too floody. We'll try the Elder Spell. A lot of uncommons ones though that may not have a good target by the end, but we'll run it. Nope. This is one way to lose a match with your Liliana. And this kind of stinks too, but we can't throw it back. At least we get to scry a land away. Pretty sure that's against TOS. Be careful of that kind of transaction. You want to be on the draw? It's too dangerous because of exactly this.
My creations are things of
I don't
beauty.
want to leave their turn 3 planeswalkers with no pressure. Like it's too easy to fall behind planeswalkers, I think. Speaking of, we could literally just Spark Harvest her out, but nah. We'll wait.
This will be devilish. Oh, they're so cute.
Well, I was just gonna Spark Harvest Saheeli before she gets out of line. I think maybe that's still the play. Then next turn, if we draw land, we can go New Horizons into Behemoth. So I'm gonna do that.
Learn from this.
My friend is here to help your pain.
Yes. Well. Alright, we'll do the play I suggested. Puts our Druid exposed. Druid actually blocks the Devil tokens pretty well as a hexproof creature, but see if it untaps alive. Let's see, what could they be up to? So they only have red and colorless. If they had something like Helix, I guess they could get Behemoth for a Devil and a Helix. Why don't I block instead the 1/1? Oops. Then we can't get Helixed. Okay, we can band together, take out their crunch, and then we're pretty stable-ish, depending on whether they have something to add on to take out the Behemoth. It was instant speed, we could have waited, but they're playing blue and are tapped down. I'm just gonna get it while we can. That's now a problem, and one I think we need to wait a turn to see if we can solve without losing our Behemoth. Come on, bomb. We got a couple. Well, we're certainly going to play this out. Trouble is we cannot trade off with a 4/4 and sack for value. So, still kind of up against it with this 4/4. Yeah, we got a couple of memes. Okay, they're coming in with everything. That answers a lot of questions. We basically now have to do like this, and this, and then we go 5, 6, and potentially 7, but not dead. Yeah, we gotta do this. Save us, Lili. Here comes Lily. Here comes Lily. Save us, Lily. Please. No, Drew, you're gonna wait. You're gonna wait until there's a Thunder Drake. Might not even be enough. I guess it's enough. They don't have anything else. Okay. Can we stay stable? Unlikely. I got a couple of cards now, and maybe some justification to just swing in with everything. And...
What an interesting creature. Let's see how you work.
definitely forced into that. I mean... I guess we'll sandbag that. Yeah, bring it. Yeah, it doesn't do what you thought, right? Oh, man. Right on, G-Grap. Glad to hear that. I think we're just dead. Maybe not completely. We go here, and we need to find some way to gain life. I don't know if, and we can't because of that, so I think we're just kind of dead here. But let's at least play it out. Because we could Paradise Druid... Oh, if they had nothing, we could Paradise Druid Tybalt and then minus, so... Still doesn't do it, unfortunately, without the life gain. I can't believe we're gonna lose, but here we are, losing. I'm gonna do it because I've never done this before. What's the enchantments allowing me to target? Oh, my own. That's fine, I'm doing it anyway. Because we get to go artifact, creature, enchantment, yes. Land, and planeswalker. Boom! A rainbow of fruit flavors.
Innovation knows no bounds.
I'll die on my own term, thank you. Ah, Magic. I will take my deck over Oppo's any day of the week, but that's why we play the games. No guarantees. Clicked play and nothing happened, which is my sign to instead get a beverage real quick. I'll be right back. Not even gonna play a song or anything. We'll be here shortly. Yeah, the firing off those ads doesn't actually do that much for me. I'd rather, if I take a second for an ad, remind you that my sponsor is Card Kingdom, and I love and appreciate their support of my stream. If I make here, I can. Hi, Card Kingdom. Go to cardkingdom.com through the link in my panels below, and they'll know that you came from my stream. So, if you are a Prime, I think if you're a Twitch Prime subscriber, you don't get those the startup ads. All right, Slick Matt, we're coming for you. Come on, Lily. They got rid of no ads for Twitch Prime. Okay. Jag's got bank. Good to know. Glad you've saved up. Ugh, well. There's probably not a command yet, no, but if a mod wants to make one, you can just use the link from the panel below. Make a !CK to link to that. I will keep here. So... More land. So we didn't find a 2, so now we have a question about New Horizons versus Stinger on 3. I think if we go Stinger, then we get New Horizons on 4 that still accelerates us to a turn 6 Worm, or a turn 6 Lily. So... since it doesn't change our when we deploy our 6s, and it gives this Stinger an extra counter, we're gonna do it in this sequence. Oh wait, also, didn't do this. Let's go like that. There we go. Here's the affiliate link to CK for what that's worth. Even if you don't buy anything, you can click on the affiliate link and go wave at the website, and it still does me a solid. So if you don't have the money to support with a sub, I get it, but a little click can help let my sponsor know you care. They give affiliate links. They don't do coupon codes. You're not going to get a. You're not going to get enter going optimal at checkout and get extra % off, or at least not under their current policy. Memory Man, thank you for the sub. Appreciate that. Debating an attack. I'm just going to say no attacks. I don't think they would have traded, but I don't want to trade for those two given wanting to defend Lili coming up. Although, if they don't add anything to the board, there's an argument for just minusing Lili and clearing the board and then pushing up from there. Now, if we minus, they go Banehound, Prismite, and Pegasus takes out Lili. I don't like that. If we go plus, Lili's at 7 and then drops down to 3. I don't like that. So maybe Lili doesn't come out to play quite yet. So even a Planeswalker like Lili doesn't have freedom to just come out to play anytime. Might just start beating down with the Awakening and make them answer that. They appear to be stuck on lands. And a 9/9 attacking twice, you know, that'll do some work. So I actually think I'm going to do that. We attack! Huh, I was expecting a Prismite chump. I wonder if they have an answer for the land on untap. Well, starts with an attack. I don't even know, man. I don't think Card Kingdom / going on, like, basically that's supposed to appear on the end of their, I don't know how it works. That's what they said for me to offer up as a link. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we Lili, we can plus and make a defender on the ground. They could attack Lili, but then what do they do? I think we just throw Lili out there. Yeah, they may start blocking. But we could also, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, only six. So it's basically Lili or Worm. I'm going to put Worm out as just a second lethal threat. Interesting, because maybe we even discard her, but no, I don't think that can be correct. You sure about that? Doesn't it just kill you? I have you as dead if you do that, Oppo. Doing the math. There you go. Now I think the force block into Lili Plus is just going to be GG. They're questioning the Pegasus attack even, knowing that that leaves it as 1 removal spell away. from just losing outright. Yeah, if I'm Oppo, I think you just have to stay back 100% now. Alright, let's draw removal and win then. Not even show him Lili. No.
I do hope you make this battle exciting for me. Good help is easy to find in war.
They're in a tough spot. I swear. Wow, the fricks. All right, they gave it up. Trying to figure out how to make people mods, but half a year in or wherever I'm at here, I still don't know how to do that, apparently. All right. Well, what do we think? Bit of a hodgepodge of a deck over there. Continue to kind of like... I think I want to go and put Bond as my baseline. I think I'm liking it a little better for what it does for us than Courage. Anything Elder Spellable do we see? Jay Hunter asks, how do you value holding back information in Game 1? Only if it's basically 100%. I'm not into... I don't think your win rate increases enough by... I mean, we've talked about how... Heck, you don't even find your Liliana, and it doesn't even matter that you drafted her, much less just tipping your hand that you have it. Like, I just don't... I'm not going to put any win at risk to hide information, is how I would say it. All right, let's try this. What really surprises me about a pack 1 pick 2 Liliana is that Wizards would even let us, like, I would say that every bot picks every mythic that comes their way. First pick, right? That's I would just be greedy on the economy front. And it would seem realistic. People take mythics, you know? You hardly ever get past mythics unless you're in the Pro Tour. Yeah, the inverse of not showing when, or when it's 100% is the weirdness of showing when it's 0%. Here's a card, I lose. Right on, this looks great. Even got the Swamp, which was kind of the only missing component, although we did have Paradise Druid Horizon, so I wasn't even worried about that, just wanted land. But Swamp is the best land to draw. I think there's something to the fact that people literally just like casting spells, like mechanically, it feels good to do stuff. I don't want to... Well, 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 Oppo. We get to go New Horizons onto Druid, cast Snare Spinner. That's not a bad turn 3. Well, maybe we got lucky elsewhere, Jay Hunter, to make up for the lack of luck in finding your Lily Bomb. Alright. So be it. Now that we have not drawn another land, I'm going to go ahead and New Horizons here. Hopefully we get a land next turn and we can go Snare Spinner into New Horizons to make the Snare Spinner bigger. If we don't, we'll go New Horizons onto a swamp and then cast the Snare Spinner for no counter value. We could also do 2 Snare Spinners. No, I don't think it's correct to do 2 Snare Spinners. I'm going to follow through on the plan. I'd like counters, but what I really want is to ensure we get this stuff going as soon as we can. And to that end, I'm going to go big. Tempting to keep this Spark Harvest, but I'm going to keep the things that apply maximum pressure to Oppo here. Well, I guess we go Behemoth and then Spinner. Sorry, attack with Spinner. If we wait for Awakening, then we tie up the land it goes on, and we have trouble getting these 2 big things out after. So I want to lead with the stuff that doesn't tie up a land if I can. Hey, Tenno. Alright, here's a big worm, and then next turn we get a hasty 9/9. We'll see if we can keep it in our hand till then. Wander's obviously great against us.
Farewell.
But the Wanderer, ooh, could just Spark, but no, we'll, if we tree up a land, gotta take a turn off from attacking Oppo, I think, to make sure Wanderer goes down here, but that'll be worth it. Alright, I wanna make sure this is happening exactly as I want. And also, I guess, would use up this land, though. We could Spark Harvest that and just attack. And if I don't, we're going to have to send both anyway. So, slight change of plans here. I'm going to do it this way. And a weird change of plans because there was no real reason to put the counters on yet, given this. But I like how this ends up.
So that's how it's gonna be.
It cost us a card I wasn't concerned about anymore. And ensures that that we get that. Maybe it was insured anyway, but that was my thought. It was that I was okay with getting that flyer out of the way. Here they've got a trade for the laptop, so we'll send in everything. It may not have been optimal. Made sense to me when I did it, but my thinking was that it got rid of the flyer as a chump later as well. Exploding Jace. I mean, they're not dead to the board, so not expecting it, but they're also in the tank here. We're just hanging on a 9/9 here and hoping that it's enough. Well, they did it. Now we send in Prowler. Let's see, if we send in Prowler and 9/9, they block Prowler here and trade 1-for-1 for the 9/9, and then we play another Death Toucher. I don't see a need to do that. We'll just send in the Prowler. And probably see the Light Shield block it. Okay. Another Death Toucher is really useful here. Yeah, Sergeant. Our draft right now, we got past Liliana Pack 1, Pick 2. Okay, this should basically do it, right? Artifact, creature, and land. We won't destroy our own enchantments this time. They're not dead, but they may scoop to this. Because it's going to be Vitu-Ghazi on an empty board after this. We haven't won this yet. They could draw removal and we could be at parity. Hopefully they'll just miss. Alright, we got there. The real Slyn Voda. Thank you, Raptor. Maybe that would have been an easier win if I'd let him keep the 2/2 flyer and save the Spark Harvest for one of those big guys that were threatening the double block. I don't know. I'd have to rewatch that, but I probably won't, if I'm honest. This is great. You got a 2/3 and 2/3/5. I should have done this before casting anything, but I'm going to offer that. If they want to make that trade, I'm fine. Fine with it. Get that crunch out before it gets out of hand. Double Spider, not a bad play leading up to Lili. Now, if they do something stupid like combat tricking this Krenko, it could just be over. Don't attack. If they don't attack, I'm gonna Lili... Okay. Well... Crap. I mean... We don't get Lili yet, but we gotta do this. We gotta do this. No other choice. We'll get Lili next turn, looks like. Yeah, we're gonna make this block as well. We get Lili plus a 2/2 next turn, so no matter where they put this counter, it won't be the end of the world.
Let us march into battle and make new comrades. Smelly, but effective.
If they don't have any removal for these two, then we're in pretty good shape. If they have a burn spell to like take out the snare spinner, then Lili might be under more pressure than we want. But at least, you know, Lili doing this whole Midnight Reaper thing makes all that stuff not even all that bad. And now we get snare spinner, more zombies, and we sit on band together at instant speed. Oh yeah, that's a good point. I'm trying to decide if we need to band together now. I guess let's do it now. It just felt safer. Yeah, we could wait for a trick, but if they have two tricks, then we're just super sad. And if they do have a trick, then they save it on their turn, and then it's not, you know, if they do a combat trick to save their wolf while it's attacking Lili, we're done for. If we make them have that trick there on their turn, they might not have at least the power to get rid of Lili. Well, just keep ticking up.
Rise and shine.
Alright, I was gonna say, that's weird to play that into an incoming ultimate. Like... Well, we got aggro red-green. Here we are again with this play, I think. And didn't see anything for the skies. Yeah, I think I just like that. One forest away from a very lovely hand, but we're going to mulligan this. Bye, Lili. Come back soon. And even though this is one lander, we're going to keep it as... if we get a swamp in any other land, we get to Prowler mana. And I don't think we can go to 5. I don't like going to 5 when there's... when I can at least see a reasonable line towards this hand being good. Alright, perfect. us one more of those in the next couple draws will be fantastic. And I like to see that actually on turn 2 from a deck that has shown itself to be pretty aggressive. Alright, we need to land off the top, though. Okay. Well, we get Leyline Prowler. If they do shenanigans with Krenko, we'll let one turn of shenanigans happen and then band together the Prowler onto Krenko, rather than, like, block Krenko here. But it looks like they're going big. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I gotta say no blocks. And then we'll band together, punch it with the Death Touch, and try to sit back against these goblins now. Four mana. For 4 mana, we could Silverwing. I don't want to block... We're not blocking that wolf anyway. Let's Silverwing. How good does a card have to be to not mulligan a bad hand? A bad hand that includes it. It depends on how bad and how good, right? I mean, I'm assuming you did not keep any 0-land Ethereal Absolution hands because the card is so darn good or whatever, right? So, now, some spiders. I'm going to attack, though. Spiders are holding the ground against the stuff that matters, although if this gets big, that could be annoying. But even then, I don't think we want to trade for it. So yeah, I'm going to send in an attacker. Wolves are doing some work for Oppo. If we can find another land, though, we get a behemoth down, and then that changes the story for the time being, at least. Oppo stuck on 3. We're both a little short here. Interesting. I don't know why you're giving me that. You think we're racing that hard? Maybe. Maybe you've got a land in some play I'm not thinking about? Yeah, I guess they're just thinking the wolves are unblockable, so they're going to go with that plan. To that end, we can use Stinger and Spark Harvest, a spinner for one of those wolves. Might have to do that. I don't want to go to 3. No, can't wait. Not instant. And I'm going to stay back now. Hold off all of those gobos. It's pretty cruel. Like, we just... like, we can block a wolf with 1 more mana. Maybe we need to gain some life and send in the Prowler. But then we're another mana away from dropping the behemoth, so we can't really do that. We could Ashiok and see if that distracts them into attacking Ashiok. Probably not. We could Spark Reaper, but that doesn't actually get us towards finding the land faster. We don't have time to activate this ahead of needing to find a land off the top. Yeah, I guess we do the Ashiok Distract line as opposed to the Reaper line, because the Reaper's just not doing much. Like, Reaper, hope to draw a land, and Ashiok, hope to draw a land, are very similar. But this has the tiny slice edge of Oppo panics in the face of Ashiok for some reason.
This too.
Alright, they figured it out. We need a land! Okay. Now we need them to not be able to destroy a 5-4. But we were just straight up dead if we didn't have a land, so nice to have that much. Yeah, we'd have to attack with Prowler if we did not find the land.
I leave you. I've lost my appetite.
Alright, they're not attacking. That's good. We will Ashiok for sure.
You're fine.
And what we want to do is get another creature up to blocking wolf levels, and we'll make that the Prowler. Or we could make it the Silverwing. I want it to be a 3/4 is the main thing. Okay, logical. I'm liking it. It's got some frustrating moments. It's a pretty swingy format on a lot of different axes, but I'm liking it. Yeah, we should just do Prowler, because then it's also another... the lifelink demands that we augment the Prowler, I think. Although now we can Reaper. Yeah, let's do that. See if we can't untap in Liliana. Pitching an arc bow is risky, but they found it. Found something. Yeah, it says search if it means search. As I said, swingy format, right? What all, if anything, tramples, though? That's kind of the question here. Oh, I guess we're just dead to the wolf, huh? Can't block the wolf. Oh no, two less. I was thinking it was one of those power based. So yeah, we can do some blocking at least. That means this has to go on the wolf. We go here, here, and here on those. And then a death touch on the 8/3, and we're still okay. Too bad we don't have Lily out for this, but I think that's our blocks. Now Lily -2. Oh, wait. Let's do this in the right order. Oh, I guess we... There. Yeah, no, that works. Okay, yeah. We'll do it this way. Here we go. They might just scoop to this, but we're going to minus and then Ashiok.
My army will envelop this world.
And we'll go with these two.
They were a lousy servant anyway. I'll find a use for you later.
Bye, Ronus.
You.
I think that worked out. Narrowly avoided, though, death by wolf. I mean, we top decked to land, or we were just straight dead. So, oh, we can actually attack now. I think. There's haste. There's haste in red, right? And they showed it in game 1. I'm gonna be super paranoid. I'm gonna go up Lili. They're at 6, so if we can just keep our defenses up, maybe attack with the Prowler here, get a little life cushion, so you don't die to a top deck burn spell. Get up to 4. Although most of the 3 damage burn spell is just creatures, right? There's a Helix that goes to the face,
like a fun new toy.
And the Fiver that goes to the face. I'm gonna do this. I like attacking with Prowler. I'm going to attack with Prowler. I'm not, like, if they want a 2-for-1 Grizzly and Wrangler to take out the Prowler, I'm okay with that as well. Yeah, that's a good point. But again, it doesn't, like... My point is, like, getting to 4 saves us from 3 damage burn spells. I guess what we do get out of Pyro Helix range, so it's worth it. It's something. And yeah, if they want a 2-for-1 here, I feel like we're in fantastic shape. If they wanted to 2-for-1 themselves, great. If they don't, we still have the Spark Harvest play.
This has been a nightmare.
I still should have waited on Ashiok though and done it after the Spark Harvest. And this has Trample. I'm going to take out the thing that has Trample. I think that's like the way we might die is that if they trample over us somehow. So we'll do that.
I've learned much from your death.
Exploding Karn? Exploding Karn. Nice style exit on Oppo's part. Our bomb came out and beat their bomb before they could find theirs, I guess. Hey, look at that. We broke even on free-to-play today. All hail breaking even on free-to-play. Let's see, 11:25. Only 1 or 2 more matches. We'll definitely finish this one out today. I can even let's just keep going. Yeah, we'll keep that. All right, we're good on land, deck. Bring us the action, please. With no pressure, and again, the ley line being able to send us right to casualties, I'm going to drop Ashiok and make him panic.
I am your friend. This. I always return.
That sets us up for Prowler on 4 and casualties on 6, on 5 if there's worthy targets. Ashiok's broken against an uncontested board for sure, and that's what I mean. Like these planeswalkers just tend to be very strikeout home run, because if they're protected, they do such incredible work, and if they're not, sometimes you can barely even play them.
I leave you. I aspire.
Ideally, they play a planeswalker here that doesn't just wreck us, and then we get to casualties for creature, land, and planeswalker. All right. Now Ashiok takes that so that we can casualties this transmutation off. I think it means, like, basically Ashiok's not going to get super full value. We'll get one more off. Yeah, I know we can't do it next turn. It'll be a turn off, but I think it's worth waiting to casualty Kasmina, creature, land, and maybe even a planeswalker from here, rather than chump with a Prowler to save Ashiok. When again, one of the main functions of Ashiok is just to get ahead on the milling, so that if it goes super long, we're ahead on the decks. So we don't need him to mill out. We just need him to keep us ahead. And more land, not great, but let's see what they're...
You're fine. Remember, your nightmares remain.
So they have an Ashiok of their own, we found. And no attacks. Siratemi, you can't be throwing around terms like 5 for 1 with regards to cards milled from library to graveyard. That is not a 5 for 1. But I hear your point. I mean, your point is just about the strength of the card. I just object to the use of 5 for 1 lingo to communicate that. All right, an interesting one. Take out the Taskmaster. We got a Snare Spinner for the stuff in the air. And we'll take out that. Yes, Siratemi, when you speak of X for 1s, it needs to be the X that you're talking about needs to be cards that the player has invested that have either been in their hand or on the battlefield. I mean, I'll even give you a 5 for 1 if like you stripped it from their hand. But the library, the cards in the library were never an active resource for the player that you are so-called 5 for 1ing. So you can't really call it a 5 for 1 because you didn't take any of the stuff that they drew or played. Yeah, a little surprised by that tempo choice, but I suppose they think that they're beaten down. Like, this is, you know, the snare spinner living or dying may affect how this game goes from here, for sure. So, Tommy, you can frame the value of milling however you want, but if you frame it as an X for 1, you're misspeaking the language of Magic, is what I'm saying. You can try and quantify the value of the mill and the chance of milling something good or whatever. You can do all of that, but if you use the phrase X for 1 to explain it, you're just not speaking Magic. You're speaking a different language that you're creating that's going to confuse people. I don't even want to get to whether the perspective is right or not. Let's start with at least the understanding the difference between, you know, the meaning of the term X for 1, because it's a very specific Magic game meaning that should be adhered to for good communication. There you go. I said, you know, our ability to win may come down to that spinner landing. We also could use something besides land. Getting a little worked over on that front.
This.
Yeah, if you're gonna go cha-ching every time you nail an opponent's removal spell or bomb with mill, then you have to go negative cha-ching every time you don't, because every time you don't, you're bringing them closer to their own cha-ching. And thank you, Timnos, for giving Neru an answer. I was gonna. We did spend $5 on the welcome bundle, which gave us something like, what, 3,000? No, how? 2,000 gems, right? We got a 2,000 gem burst from the welcome bundle. All right, I'm going to go ahead and go to 7. 2,500, was it? No, we did not buy the other bundle because we haven't needed it. If it comes to that, we will, though. I am willing to spend money on this account for one-time value bundles.
I must accept defeat for now.
No, it's not ridiculous, though, Sir Tommy. It's exactly even, is what people are trying to say. The net balance of that is neutral. If you do not win by having your opponent draw when their deck is at 0, milling does nothing except re-randomize your opponent's library. That's what you're accomplishing. Unfortunately, we don't have reach, and we just landed out. We're just Yeah. We'll make him attack, though. Of course they're going to attack. There's no reason not to, but, you know. Maybe their power goes out. Sarah, Tammy, we're gonna have a long, hard talk after this match. You gotta come around on this, because you're actually just wrong, and you're thinking about it wrong, and you're hurting your win percentage by thinking about it wrong. So we'll soapbox after this match. I don't care what your limited rating is. If your limited rating is 74% and you're thinking about things in those terms, we can get that win rate to even better. I believe you. I believe that you're awesome, but you're not thinking about this correctly. You're not. This is such well-trodden territory. Go back and listen to start with Limited Resources episode 3, I think. Bring home the loot. I went off on this topic on my third chance to do so, is what I'm saying. It very much relates to kind of that, not band together, that kind of that looting question. We want forced landing in here, actually. Let's go that out. And where'd that go? Here. Maybe urgent crisis out. There we go. All right, let's do this. In fact, like Siratemi, I'm super surprised because like all of your, when you suggest lines, they tend to be correct. You know, you as a streamer, you start to get a mentality about whose shouted out lines from chat are more or less reliable. And I have you in my head as in the reliable line type camp. I respect your game very much, but I do not respect the way you're thinking about milling at all. Well, well, well. More heavy land. Yeah, turn 5 V2 doesn't do actually that much. It's just tapped. I mean, you can do it at the end of their turn and untap and attack for 6. But it's not doing anything else until then that really worries me. I'm going to mulligan this. Now we got to keep this and pray. All right, well. Let's start. That's the start. All right, steady flow of lands from here, and Liliana can take this over. Okay, so Suratami says, if I have 2 removal in hand, I know I need to use them on 2 bombs. If I mill those 2 bombs, then my 2 removal can now be used on anything you feel like. Great. That's sensibly looking at the impact of having mill and the impact of library knowledge, but it doesn't change the value of milling. It doesn't change the fundamental value of milling. We can take Spark Reaper or Snare Spinner. We'll go ahead and Snare Spin here. Might as well attack with this one. That's what I want to fundamentally get to, Siratemi. Do you, but before we get to anything else, do you understand and recognize that there is no fundamental value, like that in terms of getting to their bombs or milling their bombs, that's neutral. That's just neutral. And when it happens one way or the other, maybe you get to make different decisions. But you're going to lose as many games by speeding people to their bombs as you are going to be to get them out. And you're talking about some scenario where you specifically have all your removal in hand or whatever, and like then it's better. It's still anyway. I got to focus on the game here. I'll let chat continue to work this out as I figure out how we get to our friend Lili. We can do that at some point, but let's just Reaper here. What I think I and others are saying is that if you argue that one of the strengths of milling is that it mills bombs, you're just going to get pushback from anybody thinking about it because it's not one of its strengths, really. It isn't. It's just like it's a neutral aspect of it. Let's go. New Horizons gets us close to Lili. We have a nice minus on Lili with these snare spinners that aren't super exciting anymore. But I want to get another snare spinner now. Unfortunately, I can't go snare spinner New Horizons. Got to do it the other way around. So I want to go like this. There's 2 points I'm trying to make, which is don't argue for mill based on its impact on the order of your opponent's library, and don't describe the value of mill in terms that mean something very specific and different in the Magic community, or it gets confusing. Meanwhile, we were Massacre Girled. And I suppose we want to Grizzly, and then Spark Reaper, and then Double Block. Still not out of this if we can just trickle some lands in here. That's a start. Nothing saucy to channel at the moment, at least. I try not to play Kasmina's Transmutation main, but I'll certainly bring it in against gods, and I'll run one main. It's just not great, but you're gonna run them. I'd probably even run two. I just don't prioritize them highly. Okay, well, we have achieved Lili mana, but now what do we do with it? If we drop Lili and minus, if we drop Lili and plus, she's at 7, and we have 2 blockers. We put both of them on Massacre Girl, and Lili takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's a really weak play. So I'm going to try for Grizzly here. But are we just dead with it? I'm not looking at my life total. I think we're just dead. Yeah, I don't think there was anything we like. Let's make him attack though. Pretty frustrating. We got some rough mana in our losses around here. With this pretty sweet deck, but we did hit our always desirable break-even point. Got our gems back and some rares. Actually, we were profitable because we actually did some gem grinding today. You got it, Oppo. Massacre Girl beats Lili today. All right, well, let's claim this prize at least. And rip open some boosters. Rares! Lili was awfully good when she showed up. Do we lose when we cast Lili? I'm not sure if we did. We could have cast her there. She didn't save us there, but we were pretty far behind. Anyway, can't complain too much about that. We're up to 4 drafts banked now, and closing back in on 6,000. I'm not expecting this number to go up per se until we are converting gold into gems, but that's the secret. Someone was asking earlier how we have so many gems on a free-to-play account, and really it's about win percentage, and it's about discipline when grinding gold so that we get lots of opportunities to convert gold into gems via the ranked play drafts. So,